As a girl in a relationship, you need to know when you are settling for less than what you deserve. And when I say you deserve the best, I am not talking about being with a wealthy man or a man who has the biggest car or the biggest house. No, I am talking about how you are being treated. I'm talking about how you are being spoken to, how you are respected, how you are valued, and most especially, how you feel when you are with this person. Because I feel like a lot of ladies these days settle. Yeah. And sometimes I honestly think it is because of what they see, what they saw growing up. You may have been taught by a mother who was badly treated by your man that your value holds. You are being respected when you are with a man. This message is going to the single ladies and those coming up trying to get into a relationship. Our mothers have made that mistake. Yeah. So now we are trying to see how we are going to ensure that we don't even get into a relationship like this, because we've seen that the order of the day is now divorce. Yeah, I'm specifically talking to the ladies because I am a lady, I am a girl. Yeah, so we are trying to see how we can curtail this before someone gets into marriage. This message now is for like pre-marriage. Yeah, premarital pringle girls. Yeah. So one funny thing happens. You as a mother staying back for your children, hoping that they will grow and you don't want to make troubles, you don't want to drag their father, you don't even try to caution the man of like the way he talks to you. You just endure everything, provided your children are being treated like princesses, because your children might be lucky to be with a man, like be with a father that treats them like princesses. Because of course, men value their female children. Yeah, they don't joke with them. Who are you? You're talking to my girl? Like, do you know this is my daughter? Yeah. So they now treat you like trash and treat your children like princesses. And one funny thing happens when they grow up. They grow up thinking that this is what a relationship should be like. Yeah, they grow up thinking that this is how a relationship is supposed to look like. They grow up thinking, yes, my father treated my mother badly, but he loved me. So maybe a man can love me and still treat me badly. And they start enjoying anything they see in a relationship when they had the option, when they had the time to step away. They keep enduring it, hoping that this particular man either he changes or like, and before they know it, they find themselves with a man who treats them the exact same way their father treated their mother. That is how the cycle continues. And this is why, as a woman, you need to be very intentional about the kind of relationship you stay in. Yeah, you need to be very, very intentional about the kind of relationship you stay in, because your children are watching you. Your daughter is watching how you allow a man speak to you. Your son is watching how a man is supposed to treat a woman. You may think you are enduring for your children, but sometimes the very thing you are enduring is teaching your children what they should tolerate in their own relationships. We're not talking about marriage now. It's telling them what they should tolerate in relationships, not marriage. I'm not talking about why they are dating. Like, can I tolerate this? And please don't confuse settling with being patient. Some people just settled and not like they are patient, but circumstances had made them to be patient. So don't confuse settling with being patient. There is a difference between being with someone who is imperfect and being with someone who consistently disrespects you. There is a difference. Nobody is perfect. Your partner will make mistakes. You will make mistakes. There will be disagreements. There will be difficult seasons. But there is a difference between having problems in a relationship and constantly being devalued in that relationship. If every time he's angry, he insults you, humiliates you, speaks to you anyhow, makes you feel worthless, and then comes back and says, That's just how I am. Please carry your slippers and run. Don't start making excuses for him. Just carry your slippers and run. Because it's not like all of us, we are badly behaved, but morals, we culture ourselves because we know what respect is. It's not like we cannot treat you that same way you treat, like, it's not like they cannot treat you the same way you treat them, but it's just because they have morals. They understand that this is how human should be treated. So you don't have to accept everything simply because you love somebody. No, you don't have to accept everything simply because you love somebody. And another thing is, and another thing I want women to understand is that you cannot keep dating somebody's potential. You see people saying when he gets a better job, he will change. When we get married, he will change. When we have children, he will become more responsible. Ah, or probably when he becomes successful, he will respect me. My sister, what if he doesn't? Because it never happens. That is who they are. That is why you see some girls. I tell a man is testing you if you are a wife material. But the moment you are in trouble and you mention you need couple, like you need, the moment you're in trouble, it's not like you constantly bug him for money, but the moment you're in trouble and you need his help, he will remind you that you have family. And this is someone you think like you're going to build a home with. That man will not be there for you tomorrow. Yeah. The same way a man tests a woman is the same way a woman should test a man. Because if you are dating someone, the both of you are probably dating for marriage. Yeah. If you cannot take care of me while we are in a relationship, so what makes me believe that you are going to take care of me when you marry me? Yeah. I'm not saying that because most of you get into a relationship and you guys turn to orphans. You don't have a father, you don't have a mother, you don't have siblings, you don't have anybody. It's constantly that man. I'm not saying that you should turn into an orphan in a relationship. No. But most times, ask. Don't always claim that I'm a boss lady. Ask and know how this man is going to respond to you. Is he going to be there for you? Yeah, even as a man, if you're dating a well-to-do woman, at times ask and know if this is a kind of person that would actually want to build with you, who is going to stay and build with you, like who you people have the same motive, like you people want to move forward together. In case tomorrow something happens, you need this person's help, is this person going to be there for you? So the same way a man tests a woman is the same way a woman should test a man. Yeah, let nobody deceive you. That if you ask him, he will see you as a beggar and he will go. A relationship that will stay will stay. The one that will scatter will scatter. So if you know all those things you want to see in your husband, try it on that man. Yeah, try it. What am I basically saying? What if he doesn't change? Because they really change. They really change. You have to look at the person in front of you and ask yourself, if this person never changes, can I genuinely live with who he is today? Yeah. If you are dating someone, look at the person. If you are trying to get into a relationship, if the both of you are still courting, I'm not talking to the married ones. I'm talking about people that still have the opportunity to change their lives. I'm talking about people who can freely walk away, yeah, without getting into any entanglement called marriage. Yeah. Look at that person and ask yourself, if this person never changes, can I genuinely live with who he is today? Because sometimes we don't love the relationship we're in. We love the relationship we hope it will become. All of us, we have dreams, the fairy tale wedding. You watch our best kids, you watch a video on TikTok, you see how beautiful the marriage is, you see how handsome the man is, he's tall, chiseled chest, abs, and you're already thinking of that your man, and you feel like, we're good together. If I'm with this man, like everything is cool, we're going to have good children, perfect children, our children are going to be very beautiful. And you now start enduring all this person does, all because you want to bag yourself a handsome man, a man that you can walk with and people will turn, wow, these two look good together. Yeah. So, do you love the relationship? Or you're simply hoping that things will change afterwards? And this kind of thoughts keep people in trap, like it gets people trapped for years. And also, don't stay somewhere simply because you're afraid that nobody else will want you. If you go out there, like lots of people want you. The most important thing is work on yourself, build yourself. Be that woman you want that man to become. Because simply, we teach people how to value us. The way you carry yourself is the way a man will carry you. If a man talks to you today trashly and you just wave it, he's just not okay. Confront him. It is a relationship. Confront him. Does he feel pity for what he said? Like, did he apologize genuinely? And make sure that when he's apologizing for what he did, not just, oh, baby, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? He should mention it. What are you sorry for? Because the both of you are building how your marriage should be. That is why people pause. That is why people go into a relationship. I don't even know why people go into relationships these days, because most times, like, they don't even discuss what is supposed to be discussed in a relationship before marriage. Nothing is being discussed. The next thing is, will you marry me? You just take the ring and boom, you think marriage is like a relationship. Okay, continue. So don't stay somewhere simply because you're afraid that nobody else will want you. There are loads of people out there waiting for you to leave that relationship for them to step into your life, because most, like, maybe they have come so many times and you're like, don't let anybody deceive you that there is nothing out there. Provided you've not married, provided you are not with a man, provided you're not with a woman, there are loads of things out there. Yeah, I know that this generation is somehow, but instead of you to be in that marriage you will regret, it's better you come out and keep searching. If you don't find, you stay in your father's house. Yeah. When I say this, people usually attack me. Everybody must not marry. Instead of you to be devalued in marriage, it is better you remain single. Build yourself, live a happy life, and die peacefully, and go to your maker for judgments, than living the rest of your life angry, in pains, in regrets, painful hearts. Because the moment you marry a beast, you cease to exist. Because a life without happiness, a life without joy, a life without family, a life without friends, a life where you cannot smile, and people see it genuine, even if you deceive people, but is your smile genuine to you? A life without happiness, you are dead already. You are barely living, and you are living for nothing. You are living for nothing. What if you don't even get to the stage where your children will grow and meet you and take care of you? What if your children grow up and become wayward? Have you thought of that? Because most of you feel like giving birth to children, it's an investment plan. Investment fail. Marriage is like a project. It either fail or it becomes successful. Family is like a project, just the same way. It either fail or it becomes successful. It depends on how you manage it and how you lay the foundation from day one. If you started your project and the charter is wrong, that project will go wrong. If the business case is wrong, the project will go wrong. That is how marriage is. That is how marriage is. So that fear has made many women tolerate things they would never advise their friends to tolerate. Yeah, the fear of nobody wants me, there are no men out there. It has made them tolerate things they wouldn't advise anyone to tolerate. You need to understand that being single is not a punishment. Yes, being single is not a punishment. Being alone is not worse than being with someone who constantly makes you feel alone, who constantly makes you like feel devalued, who constantly make you feel like you have no worth. And please, don't allow the number of years you've spent with someone to convince you that you have to spend the rest of your life with them. Most of you calculate the years you've spent. We've spent so many years together. We've spent like 8 years. We've spent like 5 years. Should I just leave him now? I've invested my time. Don't allow the years you spent with someone, yes, convince you that you have to spend the rest of your life with that person. The moment you realize that this person is this person is a narcissist, run before you get into marriage, because you see that marriage, you are going to regret it. I said so, you will regret it. There is nothing like saying the rosary every day. There's nothing like running from one church to the other for the person to change. Yeah, that is who that person is. God cannot come from heaven and change someone's heart. Yes. It's just like you saying that the world is sinful, the world is bad, that God should come and revolutionize the world so that everyone will have a fresh heart. It is not possible. That heart the person has, or else the person decides to change, the person will change. But for you to feel like you are going to change the person with your prayers, don't waste your prayer points. Use your prayer points for another thing. Don't waste your prayer points. Use your prayer points for another thing. Yeah, I said so. I said so. I laugh when I hear women say, he cheats, I've been praying, I fast. You mean you fast for a man that cheats? Like, of all the prayer points in this world, you cannot pray to God to make you successful. You cannot pray to God like that time you are devoting to move around church to church, praying for a cheating man to change. You cannot use that time to pray for your business. They play. That man will never change. He will continue cheating until he feel like he can no longer do. So stop wasting your time to pray for a cheating man or a man who is not treating you well, because they will never change. They know what they are doing. They are not possessed. Don't blame it on any village person. Don't blame it on any auntie or any uncle. They will never change. A bad man is a bad man. A bad wife is a bad wife. Nothing can make them change, or else they want to change. Yeah, because you can say, I spent 5 years here. I spent 10 years with this person. But those years are already gone. They are gone. So don't sacrifice the next 10 years just because you are afraid to admit that last 10 years didn't turn out the way you expected. Yeah, tell yourself the truth. And I'm not saying you should leave somebody because they don't buy you expensive things. That's not what I'm talking about. I am saying look at the things money cannot buy. Can you talk to this person? Can you disagree with this person without being afraid? Can you make mistakes without being constantly humiliated? Does this person respect your boundaries? Does he listen when you speak? Does he apologize when he is wrong? Does he genuinely care about your well-being? What's more, do you feel safe being yourself around this person? Or have you become completely different from the person you used to be? Or have you become a completely different person just to keep a relationship? Because if you have to consistently make yourself smaller so somebody else can feel bigger, you need to stop and ask yourself what exactly you are protecting. Like, what am I protecting? What is this all about? Don't be in a place where you are constantly devalued. No, even a dog knows when it's being treated badly. Yeah, there is a way you will talk to a dog. You treat a dog, and that dog will stop coming to you. It will move away from you. Like, you will see it sit alone somewhere. It will move away completely from you and sit alone, dejected. So when a dog knows when he's being devalued, so you as a human being, why can't you figure out when someone devalues you? So So why are we convincing women that they should tolerate everything in the name of love, in the name of this is a man, in the name of he is a man? Why are we teaching women to tolerate things they shouldn't tolerate? Why do we tell women to endure? Just endure. He's going to change. Just endure. Once he marries you, just mind how you talk. It's what you say that angers him. Are you for real? So the man won't mind the way he controls himself. Yeah, I know some women are like this, but as I said earlier, I am speaking to my ladies. I'm not talking to the men. I am speaking to ladies. There is a difference between being a strong woman and constantly accepting pain. Strength is saying, this is not good for me anymore. This is not how I'm being treated. You can't treat me like this. You can't treat me like this. I'm not used to this treatment. That is strength. You speaking up for yourself. That is strength. And ladies, please understand this. Understand that a man's decision to love you does not determine your value. A man choosing you does not suddenly make you valuable. You had value before you met him. You had value before he met you. So him choosing you does not suddenly make you valuable. You had value before you met him. Marriage doesn't give you value. Children doesn't give you value. A man's money doesn't give you value. You are a human being with value, and you deserve to be in an environment where that value is recognized and respected. So, before you ask yourself, does he love me? Ask yourself another question. How does his love make you feel? Because sometimes somebody can say they love you, but everything about the way they treat you makes you feel like you're not worth anything to them. Yeah. The way they treat you makes you feel like you're not worth anything to them. And I really want women to start paying attention to how you are being treated when you are with someone. Don't just listen to what a man says he feels about you. Watch how he treats you. Watch how he speaks to you when he's angry. Watch how he treats you when nobody is watching. Watch how he treats people who cannot do anything for them. I keep saying this thing in my videos, most especially how he treats people who cannot do anything for him. Watch how he handles your boundaries. Watch whether he respects you when you disagree with him. Because character is not what somebody says about themselves. Character is what you consistently experience from them. And if you're a woman watching this and you realize that you have been settling, don't hate yourself. Yeah. Don't blame yourself for anything. Don't blame yourself, because sometimes we settle because that is what we were taught. Sometimes we settle because we didn't know better. Sometimes we settle because we're afraid. Yeah, we feel like age is no longer on our side, and the society will call me old if I don't get married before 30, if I don't get married before 35. Forgetting that there are your mates who are dead, and so the same society call them young. He or she died so young. He died at 30. She's so young, but you now living, they feel like you're old. So let nobody pressure you. Even if you get old, yeah, marriage should not make you get into what is not meant for you, or because you want to get into marriage and you feel like your value lies in marriage. But once you know better, you have to start doing better. Sometimes we settle because we were afraid, but once you know better, you have to start doing better. And please, don't raise your daughter to believe that the highest achievement in her life is finding a man. Raise her to know who she is. Raise her to know her worth. Raise her to understand that love is beautiful, but love should not require her to lose herself. Because at the end of the day, being loved is wonderful, but being loved while being disrespected, diminished, and devalued is not the kind of love you should spend your whole life defending. You shouldn't spend your life defending your love. You shouldn't spend your life defending how a partner talks to you. You shouldn't spend your life trying to seek for people's validation because you got married to a man who does not understand what value, what respect is. Know when you are being loved, know when you are being tolerated, know when you are being valued, and most importantly, know when you are settling for less than you deserve. Know when you are settling for less than you deserve. And this brings us to the end of this video. If you've not followed me, do well to like, share, comment, and subscribe so that you can see me next time. If not, you might not see me again. Yeah, I was actually watching a video and I said, let me talk about this. This is why I'm like this. Yeah, I just came back and I said, let me finish up a video that I was watching while on my way back. And I decided to make this video out from it. Yeah. So do well to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and see you in my next episode. Bye.